This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. Happy Monday. My name is Gianna. I'm your host as always. And today we have Ariel Vargas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gianna, for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome. Super excited to get to know you, Ariel. So let's start at the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you grow up to be a real estate agent?
Excellent. So I'm originally from Cuba, born and raised, and I moved
awesome.
to the States in 1996. So I've been here for about 26 years, and I got into real estate sales a little bit over 10 years ago, a little bit more than a decade. So that's who I am. Married, 2 kids, teenagers. So I'm busy.
Yeah, busy is an understatement. So Ariel, what drew you to real estate?
So I was in customer service of my life. I was in the restaurant business, and honestly, I grew tired of it. I mean, I spent about 10 years doing that, and just wanted to do something different, but continue to serve the community. And I felt real estate was a good fit. Initially, I started doing property management. That was my first go-to, and I did very well. Ended up managing over 3,000 units, and I had about 130 employees I was in charge of, and then that led me to sales, and I've been doing sales since 2012. It's about
Awesome.
10 years.
Okay, great. And what then led you to EXP, Ariel? Because obviously that probably wasn't your first brokerage. So how did that transition go for you? Who introduced you to it? Just tell me the lowdown. What's your history with EXP?
So I was a broker owner. I had my own brokerage. I was doing very well actually for a few years. About 3 to 4 years, and I had a friend that I'd known for a decade. We used to coach little league together, and he kept bugging me about it. And and my wife and I, we have been debt free. We follow Dave Ramsey, Financial Peace University. We actually teach it as well. So you're very well aware of him because you're from Tennessee, right? So
yes, yeah, he's around here.
So yeah, my wife and I, we have been debt free, and we just felt EXP would be a good fit for our agents. We took the plunge because we knew it was going to benefit the agent. It was almost giving the keys to the agent of the brokerage, and so I converted my whole team, which was a top producing team, and basically merged my whole company into a team within EXP, top listing group, and that's how we came to be.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. And now you're over here. You were a broker owner, right? And you were like, "Hey, this is worth shutting down and making the move for me." So can you kind of tell me a little bit about your thought process on that? Because that's a lot, right? That's your heart and soul, your blood, sweat, and tears, all in a business to shut it down and come over to some big brokerage pyramid scheme cult. So, what were the pros and cons of that? How did that thought process, I guess, what did that thought process look like to you?
So I discovered my purpose is to serve others at an early age, and I have always made decisions based on that. It was difficult to let go of my baby, right?
Yes.
My brokerage. It was very difficult. So it took me, initially 3 years, then an additional 5 months.
Yes.
After that, so we did a lot of praying and a lot of soul seeking, and but at the end of the day, we did it for the agent. It's a company that definitely serves the agent and allows the agents to be a part owner.
Yeah.
I was a small brokerage. I wouldn't have been able to do that for my agent. So I felt it was the right thing to do at the end of the day.
So did you bring the whole gang over? Did you bring the whole team?
The whole team, it was about 60 of us.
Oh, wow.
It
That's
was a
awesome.
Yeah, it was a huge team. It was, I mean, it was a small brokerage, but pretty large in some cases.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, Ariel. So now that you're over here at EXP, like you said, it's a brokerage for the agents, right? What better way to retain employees than to give them a piece of the pie? But what have you really, loved about EXP now that you're over here? There's stock options, rev share, collaboration, an online world, 20 hours of training every week. What is something that maybe you didn't expect about EXP that now you really like about it, or
So
I don't know what has pleasantly surprised you.
there's an incredible amount of training and an incredible amount of support, especially within the local community, even the local community, not just EXP world. The reality is, the model was created to in a way where you end up collaborating with each other. If I do well and you do well, our stocks do well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that pushes you to serving others, to helping others, fellow agents accomplish their goals. So that was really what struck me the most, or most impressive was that, and that's how I operated even prior to that. So the fact that a larger company has the same vision that I did was perfect for me to do
Yeah.
the decision. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, Ariel, before we dive into all things being an icon agent, let's talk about you, right? So, real estate in general, whether you have kids, a family, or not, is an industry that can absolutely swallow you whole. So they'll have you run in circles. It'll drive you crazy. But guess what? You're a husband. You're a dad to teenagers. There's so much more in the life of Ariel. So how do you balance it all, right? How do you draw the line between work and play, and set your boundaries with clients, and make sure that you're giving yourself time to recharge?
Honestly, it's all about structure. So
Mhm.
I have a team of 90 plus agents now. And I have 11 coaches. I have two transaction coordinators. I have an office manager. We have our own brick and mortar. Even
Mhm.
though we're cloud based, EXP is, I do provide my team a brick and mortar space. So that has allowed me to be well structured and well disciplined when it comes to my life, right? So I don't just I'm not having to close myself in a room because the dog is barking and the kids are running around. Uh, I am very well structured, and I have always been. So although we merged our whole brokerage into EXP, which was the best decision ever, we have kept the same structure, and that has allowed me to grow. But most importantly, give me that balance that I'm looking for my family. Definitely, EXP has freed up a lot of my time. I can tell you that. As a broker owner, you had a lot of responsibilities, a lot of liability, a lot of accounting, and that's gone. And
Yeah.
for me, that's gold. For
You're
me,
like,
that's gold.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like think about all the overhead you were paying, and now EXP
yeah.
pays for this training and this, and now your overhead is $85 a
Error,
month, which
errors
is
and
so nice.
omissions, website, CRM, you
Yep.
name it. Now I can concentrate more on giving them more leads, on helping them more as far as my business partners, and also it gives me more time with my family, and that's important. That's important.
That's awesome, Ariel. And so, let's talk about, you said you have several different positions, right? You have an operations manager. So do you have virtual assistants, or did you leverage that out with real people? I bet virtual
I
assistants are real people. But did you manage it out
I
with
was
like
gonna say virtual
in-person
assistants
people?
are. No, I mean, I have been able to give back to my own team. So if I see
Okay.
someone within my team that can definitely excel on a
Oh,
position
awesome.
like that, then I do definitely give back to them by providing them
That's really cool. Okay,
for.
so Ariel, what are some of the first things? Like, obviously, you have to leverage some things out. You have to take things off your plate. You're only a human. There are only so many hours in a week, right? Not 40 hours. Most real estate agents laugh when I
Yeah,
say 40 hours, but there are only so many hours in a day, and
that's right.
so you have to leverage some stuff out. So, what were some of the first things that you took off your plate that you found has made you more successful?
Well, starting off with some of the things I mentioned, which is now EXP takes care of all my accounting.
Best
uh,
kiss.
that's gone. Obviously, a lot of
Mhm.
the training has now been delegated either within other people in my downline or also EXP. I mean, EXP provides an array of training in EXP World. So it has, honestly, it took us to the next level, and that's really what was important to me, taking us to the next level, not only to myself, but to my agents, because it was all about, I need Ariel for everything. I wanted them to see that they could be entrepreneurs too, and they
Mhm.
could be business owners as well, and just branch out. And this has allowed them to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome, Ariel.
Mm.
And just being able to take some things off of your plate so you can focus on the money generating things, or you can focus on your team, pouring more into them, mentoring them.
Right.
So really whatever is important to you, it's awesome to take things off your plate so that you can put more time into the things that do bring you more value and more satisfaction at the end of the day. And Ariel, let's talk all things Icon now. Since you're on the Icon podcast, you're an Icon agent. Let's talk your market. Okay, so what does production look like there? How many houses do you have to be able to sell to be able to cap, right? And then what
Great
is that
question.
average housing price?
Great question. So average price in Orlando, it's almost 400,000. It's about 387, 389,000, 389,000. It takes us about 7 to 9 homes to get to our cap. And then, as you know, we have to do an additional 20, and we get all $16,000 back in stocks. So it took me about 7 months to be able to do that. I do my own production. This is besides what my team does.
Mhm.
I do my own production. I did about 65 last year, 65 transactions, and then my team did about 500,
Okay.
550 actually. So we are definitely a high producing team.
Mhm.
In terms of capping, it takes the average agent here in this area about 7 to 9 transactions, and then they're 100% commission right after that.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. And as far as iconing goes, it's not just all in selling homes and making that commission and doing what real estate agents do, but you also have to take a step back and you have to give back to EXP, which I know you seem to be somebody that likes
Right.
to believe in something that you get what you give, right? So as that cultural commitment, are you a mentor? Are you a coach? Do you teach in EXP World? Do you vet other icons? What is your cultural commitment, Ariel? Why do you choose that route?
So I teach in EXP World. It allows me to also drive some of my downline to utilize that tool.
Mhm.
So that's one of the main reasons why I do it. So I do 6 classes a year on EXP World. As far as mentoring, I already have mentors within my team. So a lot of them take care of that part. But yeah, to me, I enjoy doing classes. I'm a great educator, and it's kind of my passion as well. So it was a no-brainer. Teach a class on EXP World. It kills two birds with one stone. It drives
Yeah.
my business partners to go into the world and utilize the tool, and at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm educating others out there and serving others, which is a key thing for me.
Absolutely. And Ariel, my next question is going to be, what is your favorite benefit of being an icon agent? So you get a big glass shiny trophy. You have the opportunity to go to EXPCon and shareholders. You get that cap back in stock. So why do you keep iconing? Why is that a goal for you every year? What's your favorite part about it?
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's not great to get the $16,000 back in stocks.
Don't feel bad, Ariel. That's what all my icons say. Hello,
Yeah,
we're
I
all
mean,
humans.
obviously, that's a huge part of it, right? Being able to reinvest into the agent by giving them the stocks. That to me is key, and it's a great reward. As you know, it's 2% of us are in that category.
Mhm.
um, Being able, obviously it helps me too with marketing. I do market that a lot out there because that's going to bring me new clients. So that's the other factor. So I would say those are the two. Though obviously there's a financial gain in terms of stocks, and a reward after all. But the second thing will be this: it will be a great tool to obtain more clients. So
Absolutely, giving you that reputation, right? And then other icons, hey, I need a referral in Orlando. Hey, I'm an icon agent. Perfect. They know that they're going to be taken care of because icons have a reputation. Like he said, top 2% of the company. Out of, I think at shareholders, Glenn had said there's only about 2,400 icon agents,
yeah, that's right.
which is crazy out of a number we're quickly approaching 84,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's awesome, Ariel. And my next question is going to be, for anybody that is new to EXP, whether they've been in the game for a while, maybe they're a rookie, they come to you, they say, Ariel, I really want to icon my first year. That's why I came to EXP. That's why I chose EXP. That's a goal I've set out for myself. So what are some daily goals that they can be setting out for to accomplish that, or big mistakes to be avoiding if it's even possible for them to icon within their first year?
Yeah. So in real estate, it's all about how disciplined you are, especially your first year or two. You have to be disciplined. You have to treat these like if you had a job, because this is your business. I mean, technically speaking, you are a business. So the more you pour into your business, the more effort you put into your business, the more it gives you back. I usually tell people, you got to give it 100% to make that 75%, 20, 50% income that you're looking for. If you give it less than 100%, that's your income reduces significantly. So being very, very intentional when it comes to how disciplined you are, how your schedule looks like, having a mentor, and I'm not talking about just a mentor that helps you with a transaction. I am talking about someone that really keeps you accountable on the daily things, and maybe you guys both keep each other accountable. That's another huge factor. Someone that answers the phone for you, someone that texts you back, someone that really coaches you through any hassle that you may go through. So mentor, getting a mentor that's really committed to you. It's one of the key things. Being disciplined, and honestly, stop procrastination. Stop, like, that is not gonna get you anywhere. If you put yourself, obstacles on the way, you will not reach your goals, and you
Right.
cannot be your own enemy. So really just that confidence level, and talking to yourself every day in the mirror, and really pushing yourself. Today's the day that I'm going to get another sale. Today's the day that I'm going to get another client. That's really what's going to take you to many, many places. So it's all here, and then you just have to put it in action. So
Self-discipline, that accountability, find an accountability buddy, lean into your mentor. It's a big goal. So, if you don't hit the ground running every day, you're probably going to miss it by 2 or 3 transactions. And that hurts way more than missing it by 10 transactions, right? So make sure you're committed to that. Make sure it's something you're ready to take on. But, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time.
That's right.
And Ariel, were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was introduced to you?
So initially, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, yeah, I was introduced to EXP 3 years prior to me actually doing the switch. At that point, I I was gonna cap. I was gonna get my 16K. I was gonna be the guy. But my team at that point was very small. It was only about 4 or 5 of us, and I just felt at that moment it wasn't the right thing for them. They were not as top producers as I was. So I felt at that moment that it wasn't the right thing. Obviously, now we have, the half cap and the quarter cap for mega icon teams. So it was a good fit once we made the decision.
Sure, absolutely. And Ariel, if you could go back in time and tell yourself to do it sooner, or if somebody's watching right now and they see the greener grass and they're like, man, like, I really want to make that jump to EXP, but I don't know how to break up with my broker, or, I've got that sense of loyalty, or I've heard EXP is a pyramid scheme. It's a cult. I'm scared, but I see the great things, right? Were you at shareholders?
Yes, I was, and I'm
Okay,
going
I'm just
to.
gonna say, when we're trying to fight the stigma that we're a cult and we have
Yeah,
an all-white party, it looks a little sus. Okay. Anyway, looks a little suspicious.
yeah,
But we're not a cult, okay, for those listening. But for those that are scared of it, and that's Ariel and I are giggling because people say that, and EXP is not any of those things. It's incredible. So,
yeah.
Ariel, for somebody listening right now, what would you say to them to get them to make that move or get them to start that process and kind of rest assured it's not so scary. It's not like you're selling your soul.
Yeah. I would tell them that I wish I would have done it sooner.
That's the number one thing I hear on here.
I wish I would have done it sooner. All of my business partners would have been in a better spot in terms of growth. They're in a great spot, but their stocks and their revenue share would have been much bigger by now.
Yep.
Mine would have been much bigger by now. So I wish I would have done it sooner, and they would have been trained even better. I mean, they do. Yep. EXP does provide better training than I ever did as a broker owner, just because of logistics. I mean, not enough staff, etc. And the fact that now icons teach on EXP World, that's a no-brainer for team members. But so I would tell the listeners out there, do it now, don't delay, don't do it later. The reality is EXP is going to take over the world. If you continue to delay, there will not be other opportunities for you. Just get in now, get it done now. Don't procrastinate. Right. Don't wait on it. Don't wait because you have another transaction or because you have this. If you don't do it now, you're leaving money on the table. That is reality. You're leaving money on the table.
Right.
So get it done now.
And you have the opportunity to earn the money that you're leaving at your current brokerage back here.
Exactly.
It's not for everyone. It's an elite status, top 2% of the company, but you have the opportunity. Okay, ask your current broker if you can have the opportunity to earn your cap back, because they're going to laugh at you and you're going to cry.
Yeah. And how many people you have talked to and have brought to that agency? What have you gained in terms of financial gain? I mean, you're not a business partner. You're just another agent. That is reality. With EXP, you're actually a business partner within the company.
That's true.
You're a partner. Stocks, revenue share, plus your own production. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And Ariel, now that I've asked all the questions that I normally have, I'm going to ask about your name, Mr. Listing. Tell me about it. What's the story behind that?
So when I started in sales in 2012, I would say about a year and a half, 2 years later, in 2014, one of the agents within the organization said, "Man, all you're getting is listings, listings, listings. You're Mr. Listing." And I was like, wait a second, this is going to be great. So I trademarked it. Federally. I trademarked it locally. And I just went with it. And it's been a hit ever since. So everyone locally knows me as Mr. Listing. And I guess with your help, Gianna, maybe more than locally.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's really cool. I like hearing the stories behind those names. And Ariel, are you going to EXPCon?
I am.
Okay, awesome. We'll plan to see me there. If you don't come see me and take a selfie with me, I will hold a grudge against you forever. Okay. And then, beyond that, maybe we could do, sit at a blackjack table or have a drink or something fun. But Ariel, is there anything you want to leave the listeners with today as we wrap it up until next time?
No, I mean, that's it, guys. Just keep hustling out there. Get with someone with EXP and really get to understand the model. It's going to change your life.
You don't know what you don't know.
It's going to change your life. And once you see it, it's going to be hard to unsee it.
Yeah.
Very hard.
And, guys, if you're interested, if you've enjoyed this episode, reach out to Ariel, right? He's a leader. He's a mentor. He runs his own team. See if he's the right sponsor for you. And if not, still a great resource to ask questions, to get introduced, especially if you're in the Orlando area. So if you guys are interested, reach out. Everybody at EXP is happy to answer questions, whether you're with us or not. Ariel, thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to catching up with you in Vegas.
Thank you, Gianna. Take care. Love the glasses, by the way. Bye-bye.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I love your glasses. I'm planning to get those.
The glasses I never wore on this episode.
I'm planning to get those, actually. The exact same ones. The clear.
The clear frame ones. They're coming into style. These are only blue light glasses, so don't let me fool you. Right. Ariel, thank you for your time today. I've enjoyed it.
You're on EXPCon. Bye-bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.